ॐ सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमा अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्. Dear devotees, from the last class we had started Manisha Panchakam, and also we did try to know the story, the background behind this Manisha Panchakam, which is written by Adi Shankaracharya. Of course, there are two opinions about the story. One is, yes, it happened, and which opened the inner vision or inner eyes of Shankaracharya, and others say that, oh, no, it didn't happen. It is just they have added, or they have added this story to give a good introduction to understand the Manisha Panchakam. To give a proper reference, proper context, this story has been added. That is the other's opinion. So when we study Shankaracharya's life and works, it appears that probably it might not have happened in Shankaracharya's life, at least. So in the fourth verse, which is the question, introductory question, if you remember, so the question was asked by the cāṇḍālaḥ, the person who belongs to outcaste. So, Kim Gangambuni Bimbatembara Manau, Chandala Viti Payaha, Pure Vantara Masti Kanchana Gati, Mrut Kumbha Yor Vambhure, Pratyeg Vastuni, Nistaranga Sahajanandava Bodham Budhau, Viproyam Shvapachoyam Ityapi, Mahan Koyo Vibheda Brahma. Almost half of that we had seen. So there is only one Chaitanya, but anyhow, the question was like this. Now, what you are asking, because the reflection either the water in the Ganges and the water in the outcast people's lane, both are water. Maybe the water in the Ganges is a good one, and the water in the lane or the road of the outcast is dirty, no doubt. But the reflection in them is unperturbed by that, undisturbed by that, isn't it? So then what are you asking? Then in the similar way, the space between the golden part and the space between the earthen part, there are two spaces, but inherently, in reality, there is no difference in that space. Means because the space in the golden part is not very rich or very right, and the space which is in a clay part, it is inferior and all. There is nothing. So similarly, there may be the inner self or the experiencer in me or in you, but that is the Brahmana and Shvapacha, that is the outcast person. But in reality, there is no difference. Vibheda Brahma, koyam Vibheda Brahma. The difference is of illusion, the nature of illusion. Then, whom you are asking to move, whether this body or the self. If you think it is a body, my body and your body are made up of same material, and if you ask the consciousness, there is only one consciousness, then for whom you are asking to get away, move away, move away. So this was the context we were discussing. Here, one or two technical points which was there, which I couldn't tell last class, just I will tell and go, and I will go to the next thing. So if you see there, he is telling very clearly the space between the earthen part and the space between the golden part. And this space has been given as a reference, as an example to understand the consciousness. There are a lot of similarities between the space and the consciousness. What is that? Either the space or the consciousness, both are formless. Shantivratananda has got a form. The mobile has got a form. So the hand has got a form. Animals have got a forms. Drawings have got forms. But the space doesn't have any form at all. Then both are all-pervading. When I'm in Ireland, I cannot be in India. If someone is in US, or Germany, they cannot be at the same time, either in India or in the Dubai. So we are all limited by time and space, but the space and the consciousness, both are all-pervading. Then both are indivisible. For example, if you purchase a 1 acre and if you try to develop into sites, you might do 10 houses or maybe 20 houses. So that 1 acre land, which was one space, now it has been shared with 20 people. But does this mean that the space has been divided to 20? No, actually. Space cannot be divided. The self cannot be divided. So both are indivisible. And both are only one. There are though 20 spaces available, the 20 houses, no doubt, but it is only superficial divisions. But in reality, space cannot be divided, hence it is only one. So similarly, the consciousness is also only one. And both are substratum or accommodates everything. Without space, no matter can exist. Without space, energy existing is also difficult. And both are actionless. Because they are accommodating everything, they don't perform any actions. Where is my house? My house is in Bangalore. Where is the Bangalore? In Karnataka. Where it Karnataka is in India. Like that we can go on. So basically we will end up, it is in the space. But that space is working anything? No. Both are actionless. They are there, they exist, but they are actionless. So then the question might come, okay, then you equate Akasha and the Atman or the Chaitanya, both are one and the same. No, because Akasha is the product and it is Jada, inert, and whereas Chaitanyam or Chaitana, the consciousness, awareness is only one, no doubt, but it is full of life or full of consciousness. Okay. This is the one I wanted to explain. And there is the reflection between the Ganges water and the reflection between the water on the lane or on the road of the outcast person. When they are using these examples, it is called Bimba Pratibimba Vada. That is the theory of reflection. In the Advaita Vedanta, there are 3 sub-schools. One is the Vivarna school, Vartika school, Bhamati school. There are minute differences among them. Otherwise, don't think that there are subcategories or subclasses or maybe subgroups in the Advaita Vedanta. No, Advaita Vedanta is only one philosophy, one school of philosophy, but there are 3 sub-schools of philosophy with a minute differences among them. So in reality, we need not to bother. So this Pratibimba-vada, theory of reflection, is given by Vivarna school, which has been advocated by the direct apostle of Shankaracharya, that is Padmapadacharya. Okay. Then, and if you see that vipraha, koyam brahmana, they are saying that. So what is this difference between vipra and brahmana, I want to tell. So Veda patadaha viprasyat brahmano brahma vedanat. One who studies Veda, one who gets sacred thread, one who studies Vedas, one who follows it, he is known as Vipra, that's all. One who experiences the Brahman, he is really Brahmana. Okay, so there's one more interesting point which we all have to understand. Now, giving this introduction or background, now let us go to the first shloka, which the Manisha Panchakam, the teaching starts. jāgrat-svapna-suṣuptiṣu sphuṭatarā ya saṁvid mbhatē ya brahma-ādi-pipīlikā-antatanuṣu prōtā jagat-sākṣiṇī saiva-aham na ca śya-vastu iti ḍha-prajñā yasya asti chet cāṇḍālaḥ astu sato dvijaḥ astu guruḥ iti esha manīṣā mamam. Okay. Now, there are 5 Manisha Panchakam. Panchakam means group of 5 and group of 5 verses, which we already know. So, the 4 verses, number 1 to number 4, or 4 verses, are the essence of 4 Mahavakyas. So, this first verse is also the essence of 1 Mahavakya. What is this Mahavakya? Mahavakya means what? Great statement. So, great statement of what? Great statement pertaining to pertaining to the nature of the consciousness or awareness. And who has composed these Mahavakyas? These Mahavakyas have been culled from the Vedas. There are hundreds of Mahavakyas, we can note it down, but traditionally 4 Mahavakyas has been listed traditionally. And 1 Mahavakya has been taken from 1 Veda and also which belongs to Upanishad. Now, for example, the first verse is going to explain the essence of 1 Mahavakya, which is called Prajnanam Brahma. This prajna, this awareness is the Brahman. And this is from Aitharya Upanishad, that is from Rig Veda. The second verse is going to explain the second Mahavakya, that is aham brahmasmi. This I am that Brahman. And this is part of Brodhanika Upanishad and which is part of Yajurveda. And the third verse is going to explain the Tattvamasi. Tattvamasi, I am that Brahman, or I am that. This is from Chandogya Upanishad and which is been taken from Samaveda. And the fourth Mahavakya is I am Atma Brahma. I am this Brahman, or this Atman is Brahman. This is taken from Mandukya Upanishad from the Atharva Veda. So 4 Mahavakyas from 4 Upanishads from 4 Vedas. And the fifth verse is what? Palashruti. It is only conclusion. Okay. So Mahavakyam is great statement, you know. So there are 2 commentaries available on this Manisha Panchaka. They discuss in detail. And each verse is an essence of 1 Mahavakya. Means it is essence of entire Veda. Or even you can say 1 Upanishad. So 1 Upanishad, maybe for the essence of entire Upanishad has been written in the 1 verse. So very well we can imagine now, it is such a coded language. It is so cryptic language. That's where when the commentaries, in the commentators, they go commenting and they explaining in pages after pages. So it is packed with a lot of ideas. That's what I wish to say. Okay. Now, before getting into the explanation of the sloka or verse, I want to give you the basic outline of the Vedantic teaching. If you remember these teachings, this is the very basis for Vedantic teaching. You might study any Upanishad, you might study any Prakarana Granthas or any text on Advaita Vedanta. This is the basic fundamental understanding which every Upanishad, which every Advaita Grantha, Advaita text is trying to teach. Okay, what are that? So in the first stage of learning, for example, the first we will try to understand consciousness is not a part, product, or property of the body. Consciousness is not a part, product, or property of the body. Whoever is attending my classes regularly, by this time now, you should be able to understand. Consciousness is not a part of the body. For example, nail. This nail is part of my body. The hand is part of my body. The head is part of my body. So similarly, is consciousness is part of the body? No. Okay. Then consciousness is property of the body? No. So someone is black colored skin, white colored skin, someone is thin, someone is obese. So it is their property of the body. So similarly, consciousness is not the property of the body. Even like, oh, someone has got a problem, his skin has got a problem, there is a smell, foul smell, or the skin is decaying. That's all property of the body. But the consciousness is not the property of the body. Okay, product of the body. For example, we have got muscles, bones, blood, so many different type of cells. They're all what? Product of the body. Similarly, is consciousness is the product of the body? That's how even the Charvakas say all these things. But Vedanta says, no, it is not even the product of the body. It is in, okay. So now the second is consciousness is an independent entity which pervades and enlivens the body. Consciousness is an independent entity. It is not depending on the existence of the body and it pervades inside and outside of the body. The second thing which we have to understand. The third is, now Shantivratananda is limited by this body, by this time and space. So, but consciousness is not limited by the boundaries of the body. It pervades and it extends the body boundaries. It extends the beyond body, which I think you should be able to understand. Consciousness continues to exist even after the death or even after the body is destroyed. Many people ask, Swamiji, what happens to the self when I die or when a person dies? Nothing happens. Where does it go? Okay, if I say nothing happens, then the immediate question that people ask, then where does it go? Or where does the self stay? I say, self doesn't go anywhere. So what do you mean by that? When a person dies, if self doesn't go anywhere means what does it mean? Do you mean that self stays even in this dead body? Yes. Then why I am not conscious or that person is conscious? Because only the absence of reflecting medium called subtle body. Then when we say, oh, he or she travels to the heaven or the hell, what about that? It is only the subtle body travels, not the consciousness. So consciousness survives after the death also. Okay. Now, the fifth one is, so surviving consciousness cannot interact with the external world because the medium of instruction or interaction is gone. So consciousness survives the death, no doubt, but then consciousness can directly interact with the external world? No. Why? Because there is no reflecting medium. Okay. For an example, bulb and electricity. There is no electricity, bulb is there. Can it glow? No. There is electricity, there is no bulb, there is a holder and everything is there. There is electricity flowing, no doubt, but can we get light? No. We need electricity and we need bulb both to get the light. And that one indivisible, all-pervading consciousness enleaves all the bodies from amoeba to the Chaturmukha Brahma or to the God creator. So this is a second stage. Okay. The third is the consciousness alone exists and there is no matter at all other than Chaitanya. This is the ultimate understanding of Advaita Vedanta. First, we all said that consciousness is separate from the body. Then we said consciousness is only reality and the body and matter. The matter is unreal. Now the third stage is consciousness and consciousness alone exist. There is nothing else exist. Advaita, no duality. So consciousness alone exists. There is nothing else actually. This is the thing we have to reach. We have to reach means what? We have to understand. We have to experience. Again, when we say we have to understand, we have to experience means what? It is only the removal of wrong perceptions, wrong understanding or misconceptions. It is not new achievement. It is only the removal of wrong understanding. Okay. So Vedanta is asking us to reverse the process. For us, matter is tangible and substantial. Consciousness may be tangible or may not be tangible and substantial. Advaita Vedanta is asking us to think different way or reverse the process. Vedanta is saying that Advaita Vedanta, consciousness is only tangible and substantial and nothing else, my dear. So it is asking us to reverse the process. That's why we are supposed to study Vedanta, Vedantic text, hear all these things. Okay. Okay. Now giving this background, now let us go into the shloka number 1 or verse number 1. Now, I am speaking on Manisha Panchakam. We are all having an online class. So you are all physically present, I believe, because you can put it on. Suddenly someone comes, you might keep it on and you might go away also. But at least I feel you are all physically present. Whether you mentally present or not, I do not know. Okay. Now, what are you doing? If I ask, you say, oh Swamiji, now at present, we are listening to you. We are hearing your class. So that means you are aware of the activity, that is listening to a lecture or listening to class. Okay. So your body is active, your sense organs are active. That's why you are able to hear, and you are able to hear and you are trying to understand. Your mind is in process. So your physical body is active along with sense organs, and your mind is active, and you are aware of all these things. This is called jāgrat-avastha, waking state. So whoever remembers aparokshanubhuti and other classes will be able to remember. So in the waking state, your physical body is active. That means your sense organs are active, your mind is active, and you are aware of the awareness. You are aware of the experiencer. Okay. Now suddenly you went into sleep. When we go to different talks, we experience that. Some people doze off, they sleep off. They were tired, or they didn't understand, or it was boring, whatever it may be. So they slept, and in the sleep, they got a dream. In the dream, they went to the Disneyland or somewhere, and they're experiencing so many things. Physical body is at rest, sense organs are at rest, but the mind is active and the awareness is there. Why? Because I'm aware of the dream. That's why there should be awareness, and the mind is active. Okay. Now, when I go to deep sleep, we all go to, now it is already 7:30 or nearing 8, I think, in India. So in 2-3 hours, you will go to sleep. Then when you lie down, in slowly, you will go to deep sleep. And tomorrow morning, you get up and you say, I had a good sleep, or I had a disturbed sleep. Why? I am not able to tell whether you have got a good sleep or not. Only you can tell clearly whether you had a good sleep or not, because that is individual experience. In deep sleep, what happened? If I ask, you will say, I don't know, Swamiji. We don't know, because we were not aware of anything. We were not aware of our body. We were not aware of our house. We are not aware of any situations or any people, anything. There was completely darkness. That's how we feel. The Advaita Vedantin asks us to think little. Body is at rest, no doubt. Sense organs are at rest. Mind is also at rest, no doubt. But awareness was not at rest. If awareness was also at rest, then who were experiencing that you had a good sleep? Because you had that experience, that's why you were able to tell based on the memory that I had a good sleep. Isn't it? That means what? Your awareness existed. So now if you see the waking state, deep sleep state, and the dream state, there was a one thing which was existing in all these 3 states of existence, that awareness alone. In some place mind is there, some place mind is not there. In some place, some states of existence, sense organs are there. In other states of existence, other states of experience, sense organs are not there. But there's a one thing which is available in all these 3 states of experience. That is what? That consciousness or awareness. So I am that awareness. But now the problem is, when I say consciousness, when you say awareness, giving this avasthatraya vichara, you will understand. But generally, we are always thinking of aware of something, but we are not thinking of awareness in itself. How to understand? Now, for example, electricity. We might have seen that 0 candle bulb. As the night lamp, we use it. In some places, in some houses, we use in the shrine as a 0 candle bulb and all. Okay. And when we were small, maybe 30 years before and all, or 40 years before, we got 40 candle bulb or 60 candle bulb. That was the maximum. Okay. Then afterwards, tube light came. If someone is using tube light in their house, it was great. Then afterwards, LED bulbs have come now. Then serial set bulbs have come. And different type of lights have come, bulbs have come. Different type of bulbs are there. We are all aware of that. But what is the common thing there? There is electricity, by which all the bulbs are ignited, all the bulbs are glowing. Isn't it? So I am aware of the body. I am aware of the mind. I am aware of the thought. I am aware of the pain. I am aware of the sorrow. Or I am aware of the happiness. Or I am aware of the existence of someone. Or I am aware of non-existence of someone. Oh, I had a good friend. Yesterday he passed away. He left his body. Till yesterday, I was aware of his existence. From yesterday, I am aware of his non-existence or inexistence. But awareness is common. But we are always obsessed with, we are always carried over by aware of, aware of, aware of. That is different objects, or which is different from awareness. Now, when you say, I am that Brahman, we are speaking of that awareness. So many people also ask this question. Swamiji, you will say Atman, Satchidananda, awareness, consciousness, existence, bliss, all this is fine. But how to understand this? How to comprehend this? Now, this can be the thing. Now, for example, you close your eyes and you start thinking from morning to now, what all happened. You might not remember everything, but quite a few things you might remember. You might have met some people, so you are aware of their meetings. You might have had your breakfast and lunch. You are aware of that thing. And you were working. You are aware of that. While working, you might have discussed. You might have shouted. You might have consoled someone. You are aware of all the situations. But there is a one constant awareness by which everything is happening. And you are that awareness. And I am that awareness. Now, so hold on to that awareness. That is what mindfulness actually, the Vedantic mindfulness is what? Hold on to that awareness. The moment where if you can hold on to that awareness, what happens? Then no duality, no pain, no sorrow. You are beyond all of that. So that's why to understand that awareness and to hold on to that awareness, we are studying the Advaita Vedanta and trying to understand. Okay. So in the deep sleep state, in the dream state, in the waking state, there's a one constant thing. And beyond that state also, that is called Turyavastha. There's a one thing which is available. What is that? That is consciousness. That is awareness. And that has been discussed in the first part of the shloka. So consciousness is different from the body and consciousness is all pervading. The first two principles we'll be trying to discuss here. Okay. Saṁvid means saṁvid ujjr. The consciousness, saṁvid means what? Consciousness. Sharda Math has got one magazine called Saṁvid. Saṁvid means what? Consciousness, awareness. Ujjr means it is prominently evident. It is shaking, it is shining with all great splendor. Okay. Where it is shining, where it is getting manifested, if you ask, suṣuptiṣvapna-jagat-avastāsu, or according to the shloka, jāgrat-svapna-suṣuptiṣu or suṣuptiṣu. In waking, jagrat, waking, svapna, in dream, and suṣuptiṣu, in deep sleep state. What is happening? Saṁvid vijrumbate. The consciousness, the awareness is predominantly evident. Means it exists. It is available for experience in all these three states of experience. Consciousness alone. Now others are not available, which you can understand, I think. And it is not with any chaos or doubtful. Sphuṭatarā. Very clearly, distinctly, very clearly it is available. Even anyone can understand this. Okay. Even in Panchadashi also, there's a beautiful thing discussing all these things. Okay. So that Sakshi Chaitanya, or that awareness or prajna, is available in all these three states of experience, which is very clear. Okay. So that is the first line of the shloka. Okay. And where you are experiencing, okay, in all these three states of experience, fine, but where is the place where you are experiencing all these things? The three states of experience, where it is being experienced, the residence or the care of address, if you ask, Tanushu. Tanu means what? Body. Tanushu means in the body. So this three states of experiences are experienced in the body. And brahma-ādi-pipīlikā-antatanuṣu, and the same experience has been is experienceable starting from pipila means pipīlikā-anta means brahma-ādi. The same consciousness, means which, means that same consciousness is experienced brahma-ādi, starting from Brahma. Brahma means not Brahman, that is the Chaturmukha Brahma, the creator God, Brahma-ādi, starting from the Brahman, Pipīlikā-anta, till even the ant. So starting from Brahma to the ant, the same consciousness is prōtā, means pervades. It is inherent, it is manifesting. And also jagat-sākṣiṇī. It is manifesting and it is witnessing the universe. Jagat, universe, Sākṣiṇī means witnessing. The consciousness is manifesting starting from Brahma to the till ant, and it is witnessing the universe. I am witnessing the universe, but I am thinking I am getting disturbed by the universe. No, universe is not disturbing me actually. In my mind, because of the ajnana, I am getting disturbed by the universe. So universe doesn't have any power to disturb us actually. So that's a beautiful word. That's why the Adi Shankaracharya is using the word jagat-sākṣiṇī, that is the witness of the universe. So when consciousness is witnessing the microcosm, that is called individual self or jivatma. When the same consciousness is witnessing the macrocosmos, that is the world or the universe, that is called paramatma. Again, actually, Atman consciousness alone exists. Okay. So now you can understand in the first state, in the first line, they were telling about the three states of experience are being experienced in the body, and that self is evidently available in all these three states of experience. And this experience can be seen from the Brahma to the ant. That is the second line. In the third line, so that Mahavakya has been embedded in a cryptic way. Sa eva aham. Sa eva aham means what? That is what Mahavakya. Sa eva aham. Here sa means what? That consciousness which is the witness of the entire creation. That is jagat-sākṣiṇī. Or brahma-ādi-pipīlikā-antatanuṣu prōtā saṁvid vartate. That all things has been put in this one small letter, small syllable, sa. Okay. Sa eva aham. I am that awareness. So the awareness which is experiencing or which is aware of the waking state, the awareness which is aware of the dream state, the awareness which is aware of the deep sleep state, the awareness which is aware of the beyond states, and saeva aham, and I am that awareness. So that awareness has been called in the Aitharya Upanishad prajñā, prajñānam brahma, and that prajñā is called Brahman. That prajñā means what? Awareness. Now you will be able to understand what is you mean by awareness or consciousness. So remember my the earlier explanation. We are aware of the body, aware of the mind, aware of the thoughts, aware of the cold and heat, aware of the people, aware of the things, and we are aware of the non-existence of any of these things also. My vehicle was there. Yesterday night I had left and went to sleep, and night someone has stolen. Till yesterday I was aware of that vehicle. Now I am aware of the absence of the vehicle also. But awareness is common, whether absence of an object or presence of an object. So sa saṁvideva aham asmi. So I am that saṁvid, means I am that awareness. So I am not the body, I am not the mind, but I am that Chaitanya, I am that saṁvid, I am prajñā. So this is what the essence of the first verse. And nacha śya-vastu. So sa eva aham, I am that alone. What is that alone? Prajñā, or saṁvid, or consciousness. I am that awareness. Okay. Nacha śya-vastu. I am not anything experienced. care of Drugdrishya Viveka classes. In the Drugdrishya Viveka, all these things we have understood. Seer and the seen. I am the seer and I am never the seen. Body, mind, sense organs, all are seen, but I am the seer. I am the experiencer, and except me in this world, everything is what experienced and experienceable. So I am that experiencer. Nacha drushya-vastu. I am not anything experienced. I am ever experiencer. Okay, so starting from atom, animals, birds, objects, body, mind, thoughts, feelings, ego, memory, everything is what? Experienced. But I am the experiencer, and I am the experiencer and experiencing all of them. Okay. So, nacha drushya vastu. One is aham saṁvideva. I am that consciousness, and nacha drushya vastu. I am not the experienced. Okay, two things, two important things. One is I am the experiencer. I am the awareness in itself, and I am not the aware of, or I am not the experienced. Okay. These two things, iti ḍha-prajñā api. And thus, one who has firm conviction, ḍha-prajñā api, and also one who has got firm conviction. So one who has got firm conviction, his understanding will not be wavered, will not be shaken. Many times it happens. I keep saying this, Swamiji, when we hear your class, we will think, or we feel, yes, whatever you say, that Vedantic truth, I am that Brahman, not the body and mind. We understand, we feel, we think, no doubt. But after some time, a phone call, a situation, or whatever it may be, it disturbs. Our Vedantic knowledge gets evaporated. That means what? ḍha-prajñā has not happened. Firm conviction has not happened. There may be partial conviction or little conviction. Again and again, studying deeply, more and more, the prajna has to be dhrudha. It's like a Vedantic hammer. Once or twice, if you take the hammer and you beat the iron rod, after heating, it will not happen. If you go on beating for 5, 10, 20, 50, 100 times, then the rod will get bent, and according to the shape, whatever we want, the blacksmith does. So similarly, we should keep on beating our mind with Vedantic hammer. Means what? We should study, we should try to reflect, we should try to hear, we should try to read the scriptures and all. By doing the time and again, what happens? Our hallucination, our wrong understanding, our misperceptions will be cleared, or we will be getting dehypnotized. When you get dehypnotized, what happens? Then you will get convinced. What is that conviction? I am that self, and I am not the body and mind. And no confusions, no doubts. Yasya asti ched. And one who has got this conviction, one who has got this firm conviction, then cāṇḍālaḥ astu sahatu dvijaḥ astu. He may this person means what? This body may belong to cāṇḍālaḥ, or that person's body may belong to Vipra. Vipra means what? Brahmana. Whether the body might belong to cāṇḍālaḥ or whether it belong to Vipra, no problem. Saha mama guruhu. I shall accept him as my guru. Because for Brahmagnani, there is no differentiation. Whether he is from any country, maybe like male or female, or whether whichever caste or whichever ashrama, either sannyasi or grihastha, vanaprasthi, brahmachari, or whether he is a poor or rich, whether he is a black color or a white color complexion, or whether he is of my religion or other religion, it doesn't make any sense, doesn't make anything. Yeah, I will accept him as my guru. Iti esha manīṣā mama. Thus, this is my firm conviction. Why this is my firm conviction? Because he had said, move away, isn't it? Gacha, he has told. Means move away has been told. Now Shankaracharya is telling that whoever has got this firm conviction that I am that self and I am not the body and mind. Nacha drushya-vastu sa eva aham. Sa saṁvid aham. I am that consciousness, I am that awareness, and not the body and mind. Who has got firm conviction, He may belong to any caste, any country, any religion, any sex, or any status, economical or social status. I shall accept him as my guru. This is what the Shankaracharya's statement or Shankaracharya's teachings. So now here we have to understand very clearly, consciousness is not the part or product of the body, and consciousness exists inside the body, and it enlivens the body and mind and this world. And there's only one thing, that is awareness, and I am that awareness. So awareness and I, there are no two different things. I am that awareness and awareness alone exist. This is what we are supposed to experience. We are supposed to understand and we are supposed to experience. Again, when I say understand, experience is what means what? Removal of the wrong knowledge, removal of the misconceptions. I was thinking, I am so and so. I am son of so and so, daughter of so and so. I am good. I am bad. I am an achiever. I am a loser. So like this, we are thinking, we have got our own way of understanding about oneself. They are all limited understandings. They are not right understanding. Then who am I? I am that eternal self. I am that indestructible self. I am that pure awareness. Now the question might come, okay, you are all saying nice, Swamiji. When I understand or when I get, say, firm conviction, I am that awareness, what happens? We all know that what happens? You will not be carried over by the problems. You might try to solve them. You are aware of the problems. You try to solve it. You might solve it or you might not solve it, but you won't get disturbed. You will not get perturbed. The world cannot disturb you. The people cannot disturb you. The situations will not be able to disturb you. Is it a state of insensitivity? No, it is a state of transcendence. You have gone beyond all these things. When we are children and all, we have quarreled for a toys. Now, when we grow up, we don't quarrel for toys because we have gone beyond. But we quarrel for something else. When we go to the old age, then when the youngsters are quarreling for small things, they laugh at it because they have faced all these things, they have passed all these things. They say, oh my dear, don't give importance to all small things. It doesn't make any sense. The old people are saying that, but we may not listen. Even if you listen, we may listen, but we may not follow it. Why? Because our understanding at that given point was something else. But when we grow intellectually with the understanding, then what happens? Our reaction towards the world changes. I may be son and daughter or husband and wife or an employee or employed. I may be doing all that work as a necessity because I'm living in the world, but I will not be carried over all these things. So that Sakshi Bhava comes, witness Bhava comes. So I can be happy and blissful at given circumstances. Without changing the world, without changing the society, without changing the people, I can be happy at all given point of times. It is not a costly. You don't need money. You don't need any person. You don't need any circumstances and all. You can be happy at all given point of times. No terms and conditions apply here also. That is the state. So saṁvideva aham. Aham eva sa eva aham saṁvid. I am that awareness. I am that consciousness. So just to get firm conviction and experience, or rather in the other language, to remove that ignorance, we are supposed to struggle, and for that we are trying to understand Advaita Vedanta through the text. Now we might understand, we have to get convinced, one is that, and we may get convinced also, we may not be able to put into practice. Why? Because our mind is not under our control, our sense organs are not under our control. That's where here called Shamadamadi Shatka Sampatti comes into picture. The more and more our body and mind is trained, the more and more our mind is trained, this knowledge will stay back and you'll be able to understand and you'll be able to put into practice. So control of the mind is very important. Disciplined life, ethics and morality, all these things are also the part and parcel of spiritual life as a base. And if you can practice that awareness at any given point of time, it gives a tremendous confidence and it gives a tremendous peace. Your mind is disturbed, but we behave, or I behave that I am disturbed. No, I am not disturbed. My mind is disturbed because I've got a feeling of loneliness, or feeling of loss, feeling of gain, or whatever. So that's all belong to body and mind. When I say najadrushya vastu, I am not the body and mind, then where is the problem? The problem is only for body and mind, if at all. I don't have any problem. So like that, if you can hold on to that awareness, you can be happy, because that is your inherent nature and that is my inherent nature and it is everyone's inherent nature. Our inherent nature is what? To be happy. But unfortunately, we are trying to seek that happiness in different people, either in the people or in the objects. The whole of our life, we are thinking that if I get this, if I get that, I am happy, I will be happy. The whole life goes like this. We may get temporary happiness, there is no eternal happiness. Why? Because that doesn't exist at all. My inherent nature is what? Happiness, bliss. And I am searching for that bliss in externally, which is not available. So this is the greatness of Advaita Vedanta. So it gives the very beautiful understanding about oneself. And the moment we understand and if we can hold on to it, then we will be happy at all given point of time. Now you let me know, who doesn't want to be happy? Who doesn't want to be blissful at all given point of time? Every one of us we want, but we are searching in the wrong place. So Advaita Vedanta is asking us to search in the right place. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. Yeah, if you got any question, I'll be happy to answer.
Maharaj, today morning when we saw in Uttarkashi, there is a huge cloudburst and severe destruction. That time, this Vedanta feeling, we lost it actually. And then we were thinking, what's happening actually? And is it that I'm imagining or it is the projection of the Maya? So how this can be explained, because there are certain situations which we come across which are not expected actually, like today I explained. And that time really I was thinking that again this is also a play of Maya. This is the question, a doubt comes in the mind. Yeah.
Okay. Now, two, three things. First and foremost, now there's a cloud burst. So because of that, people are suffering now. People are getting washed out, or people have lost their house. And then what should I do? Should I go and preach Vedanta for them? Oh, my dear, you are not the body and mind, you are the self. Oh, don't worry and all. Should we do that? No. What should we do that? Then should I bother or not? No, I should feel for them. And if possible, I should try to pray. I should try to help them. If monetarily, if I'm sound, I can contribute something, or I can go and do some volunteer work. If not, if nothing is possible because of my physical limitations or monetary limitations, at least I should feel for them and I should pray for them. Okay, as a individual beings. Okay, but in the heart of art, we should know that now the cloud burst happened, and people are struggling, people are suffering, people have lost their houses. All these things are fine, no doubt. But in reality, what has happened? It all pertaining to body and mind. When consciousness and consciousness alone exist, nothing happens, nothing matters actually. Then what should I do that? So if Buddha, Ramakrishna, Vivekananda, they were all experienced the truth, but still they felt for poor, they felt for us. That's why they did all that, isn't it? So we should feel for poor, we should help the people, no doubt. But in the heart of heart, we should know that I am that indestructible self, not the body and mind. All these problems are to the body and mind. Isn't it? Swami Vivekananda, the greatest Advaita Vedantin, who experienced the Nirvikalpa Samadhi, he felt for Indians. He felt for everyone, isn't it? Then what does it mean? Oh, he experienced the Brahman. He is the Brahman in Nirvikalpa Samadhi in other times. Then why did he feel for Indians? Why did he feel for poor people? So that's where Vedanta should not be misunderstood. Vedanta is not asking us to be insensitive to the people. Rangnath Anjamal says, Naishkarmya Siddhi has spoiled the India. Naishkarmya siddhi means what? That is the state of actionless. The state of actionless doesn't mean that I should keep quiet, not to do any work. No, we should go beyond that. So like that, Advaita Vedanta is asking that I am that truth or awareness and the world doesn't exist as a body, matter and other things. Yes, no doubt. That to be understood, no doubt. But in day-to-day life, we should feel for people. We should help the people and all. So we should not get confused here.
So in one word, can I conclude that we should keep the Advaita in our heart or mind and accept the Leela and observe the Leela that this is a play of the body and mind. Whereas in the heart of hearts, we should keep the Advaita feeling in our mind. So this is it the conclusion?
Yes, you are right.
Pranam Maharaj. Namaskara, sir. Hegidira?
Yes, yes. Good, Karthik. Tell me. Yeah.
Sir, when you were explaining the 4 Mahavyakyas, after that, you passed on 4 different comments about consciousness is not part, property, and product. After that, the 3rd one or 4th one, I think, when you were saying consciousness does not exist if there is no reflecting medium.
Okay.
ಮತ್ತೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಸರ್, ಅಲ್ಲಿ all the yogis, all the people who have the greatest saints that we had so far, who have practiced this level of Advaita at the highest level out of the practice, out of the abhyasa. Parabrahma, ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಗಾಡ್ ವಿಷ್ಣುಗೆ ಏನ್ ಕಂಪ್ಯಾರಿಸನ್ ಇದೆ ಸರ್? ಅದೊಂದು ಕನ್ಫ್ಯೂಷನ್.
Okay, first question, let me answer. Second question, then you might think properly, rephrasing. So the first question is, when there is no reflecting medium, what happens to consciousness? Rather, I tell like this, without reflecting medium, you cannot experience the consciousness. What does it mean? Now, as a consciousness to exist in itself, it doesn't require anything because it is always existing. It is eternal. There was no time, there was no consciousness. There is no time, there is no consciousness. There will be no time, there will be no consciousness. Means what? Consciousness exists at all given point of times. It is eternal. Now, to experience the consciousness, to experience the awareness, you need a reflecting medium. For an example, I am that consciousness. Okay. Now to say I am that consciousness, consciousness needs body and mind. Consciousness to exist, it doesn't need body and mind. To say that I am the consciousness, or I am experiencing the consciousness, or I am not experiencing the consciousness. To say that you need a reflecting medium or body and mind. That's what I meant there. So surviving consciousness cannot interact with the external world. Surviving consciousness cannot interact with the external world because of the lack of reflecting medium. If there is no reflecting medium, it cannot survive. For example, death. When a person has died, that means what? In the dead body, consciousness exists. Yes. Then why it is called dead? Because the reflecting medium called sukshma sharira, subtle body, has left the physical body. That's why that person is dead, or that person is not able to understand or experience the life. So that's what we mean reflecting medium. Okay, Karthik, are you clear now?
Thank you, Guruji. ಮತ್ತೆ
ಎರಡನೇ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲೇ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಆಗಿ ಹೇಳಿ. ಎರಡನೇ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲೇ ಹೇಳಿ. ನೋ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್.
ಸರ್ ಇದು ನಮ್ ಆಲ್ ಪರ್ವೇಡಿಂಗ್ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್ ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಲ್ಲ ಸರ್, ಎಲ್ಲಾರಲ್ಲೂ ಇದೆ ಆ ರಿಫ್ಲೆಕ್ಷನ್, ಎಲ್ಲಾರಲ್ಲೂ ಆ ಕಾನ್ಶಿಯಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಇದೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಏನು, ನಿಜ ಏನು ಅಂತ ಹುಡುಗದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ವಿಷ್ಣು ಎಲ್ಲದರಲ್ಲೂ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಕಡೆ ಕೇಳ್ಕೊಂಡ್ ಸೊ ಅದ್ರಾಗಿ ನಾನು ಕೇಳೋದೇನು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸರ್, ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಕಡೆ ಇರೋರು ವಿಷ್ಣುನೇನಾ, ಆ ಪರಬ್ರಹ್ಮನು ವಿಷ್ಣುನೇನಾ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಕ್ ಬಂದೆ ಸರ್.
Okay, yes. So now, whatever the Advaita Vedanta says of Parabrahma or Supreme Self, okay, the same Supreme Self has been used, called in the devotional literature as a Vishnu or a Shiva or a Durga or Kali. Durga is also there everywhere, or Kali is also everywhere, or Vishnu is there everywhere, or Shiva is there everywhere, and Parabrahma is everywhere. Yes. So the same Parabrahma is used in the devotional literature as a Vishnu, as a Shiva, Durga, Kali, Ganesha and all. In the Ajam Nirvikalpa Stotra, Adi Shankaracharya says, Parabrahma Rupam Ganesham Bhajami. So that Ganesha is what Parabrahma Swarupa only. But without name and form, we cannot think. That's the reason we have given some name and form, and we are trying to experience the Parabrahman in the Shiva form, or Krishna's form, or in Vishnu's form, or in Durga's form, or Ganesha form, whatever. Yes. The same Parabrahman is used in different names in different contexts.
Thank you, Guruḥ. Thank you.
ನಮಸ್ತೆ ಮಹಾರಾಜ್.
ನಮಸ್ತೆ
ಮಹಾರಾಜ್, ನನ್ನ ಡೌಟ್ ಏನಂದ್ರೆ, ನೀವು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರಲ್ಲ ಯೂನಿವರ್ಸ್ ಡಿಸ್ಟರ್ಬ್ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ ಯಾರನ್ನು ಅಂತ, ಶಂಕರಾಚಾರ್ಯರು ಅದೇ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರಲ್ಲ, ಅದೇನು ಅಂತ ನಂಗೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾವ ತರ ಡಿಸ್ಟರ್ಬ್ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಅದು ಇನ್ನೊಂದ್ಸತಿ ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಾ?
Okay. So when I say I'm suffering, what is our general understanding? When you say, oh, I am suffering, Swamiji, you will come with a complaint or you will come with a concern to me. I said, fine, my dear, you are suffering, you are saying, why are you suffering? Oh, because of my parents. Or in the young age, if you have got a love failure or whatever, because of my lover, you are suffering. Because he or she cheated you, that's why you are suffering. Or you may say that, oh, because I have got a bad person, bad person in the sense, some disturbing personality in my office, because of my team leader or manager or colleague, I am disturbed, that's the reason I am suffering. Or because of the cold, continuous rains and cold is there, that's why I am suffering. Or because of so much heat, I am suffering. So when I'm suffering, when I say most of the times, if not all, most of the times, we give reason as XYZ. Either some person or some situation or something. Because of the absence of a person, absence of an object, absence of a thing, we are suffering, we think. Or because of the presence of a person, presence of an object, presence of a situation, we think we are suffering. That is our general way of understanding. Now, when you see Advaita Vedanta, when you understand Advaita Vedanta in deeply, you will understand that sukopi dukkopi kopi na dhata. That's a beautiful. So no one gives you sukha, no one gives you dukkha. The manager is neither in reality is not giving dukkha or is not giving sukha actually. Because of your actions, because of your personality, because of your actions and reactions, you are getting it back. So similar, that's what Advaita Vedanta is trying to tell. So that is because of your personalities, because of your actions and reactions, you are all experiencing it. That's the first one. And Advaita Vedanta, the second thing it is, again, all these things are pertaining to your body and mind. If you are the self, you are not the body and mind, then why are you getting perturbed? For example, there is a fever, okay. Instead of thinking, instead of getting, feeling bad, instead of getting depressed, instead of thinking, worried about that, okay, I have a fever. My body has got fever for some reasons. Let me take paracetamol or Dolo 650 or whatever, and let me go ahead. Yes, they'll be suffering little. There can be pain, there can be fatigueness, there can be some health issues, health difficulties for 2 or 3 days or few days. Okay, this will come and this will go, and that is with the body. Let me use this body as an instrument and handle all these things, but let me live happily. That's what I mean. I hope you understood, Chidananda.
Yes, Maharaj, ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತು. Thank you so much.
Yeah, someone asked, Swamiji, we need to serve people who are suffering, but the karma phala we have to surrender to God. Unless we sense their suffering, how can we serve? Now, when you were sensing their suffering, there is no karma phala involved here. It is only your feeling, your heart. If you got a good heart, you feel and you respond to their sufferings. Here, there is no question of, or there is no connection with the karma phala. So when you see someone is suffering, you should feel for it, and you should try, if possible, you should try to help it, and you should try to support them. Support them in the sense to come out from the suffering or whatever. Whatever is possible, you should help. By that, what happens? We are trying to increase or expand our awareness or expand our heart actually. So why I should help him? Because he's a fellow human being. That is what the humanistic philosophy says. And what the Vedanta says, because the same reality exists in him also. Whatever the consciousness existing in this body and mind, the same consciousness is reflected in that body and mind also. As a result, by serving him, actually, I am serving the God, I am serving that consciousness actually. Because every body is what temple where the consciousness is existing. So by serving others, what I am doing it actually, I am trying to feel the presence of that consciousness in others also. That is actually practical Vedanta where Swami Vivekananda spoke. Otherwise, because it is his karma phala or her karma phala, they are suffering. No, it may be that maybe, but why can't we think it is my karma phala to help them? While I will help them, but I don't expect anything. I will help them, but I don't expect anything. While helping, if he expects something, I helped him, he should be grateful to me. I helped him, so he or she should, in return, they should help me. If you expect that, then it becomes karma. It will not be karma phala. But since you have done good actions, that good karma phala, you will get it. Now, if you do that, okay, it is my duty to help them, let me help, and I don't bother whether they help me or not in turn, then that will become nishkama karma yoga or karma yoga. That will help give the mental purification. And because of consciousness is there, you are aware, you will be aware of other sufferings. Without consciousness, you cannot, you cannot be sensible or you cannot be aware of other sufferings. Okay. So consciousness and body and mind, both are required. Consciousness alone exists and no body and mind, you cannot be aware of other sufferings. And body and mind is there and there is no consciousness. For example, then also you cannot feel for others. You cannot experience others' problems. So consciousness plus body and mind is there. Then only you can experience or you can feel others' sufferings. Okay, thank you. I think any other doubts or that's all.